So it's May. It's been a while since we last talked about what's happening with the baseball season. Meanwhile, lots of things are happening. States are lifting the stay-at-home orders, and there seems to be yet more plans on the table to consider the restart of the baseball season. Stay tuned and we'll discuss it all. Philadelphia Baseball History presents an update on the possible restart of the 2020 MLB season. So let's talk about Dr. Anthony Fauci. Dr. Fauci grew up in Brooklyn. He's a New York Yankees fan. He regularly attends games at National Stadium.
I love the Nats.
Who knows? I may have bumped into him at a game. You know, back before he was famous. He's been making the rounds in the television shows. He's anxious to see baseball come back, and he's generally supportive of plans that will bring the players back, isolate them, and play before no fans.
You know, get the players all tested so they're negative and they're not going to infect each other. Let them go to a few places where you could play ball and play and watch it on TV.
We've a report from USA Today from Friday, May 1st. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell apparently put a phone call into the commissioner. He emphasized to Rob Manfred that America needs baseball. Mitch McConnell's state is Kentucky, which includes Louisville, so he wants to see the bats being made again. On April 28th, Bob Nightengale was reporting that there's yet another plan on the table. In fact, according to Ken Rosenthal, the plans we discussed earlier, which involved teams all going to Arizona or going to Arizona and Florida, they don't seem very likely now. Rather, we could see all the teams returning to their home stadiums. There would be a radical realignment that applies only to the 2020 season. Major League Baseball would be divided into 3 divisions of 10 teams each. The East Division would consist of the Yankees, the Mets, the Red Sox, the Nationals, the Orioles, the Phillies, the Pirates, the Blue Jays, the Rays, and the Marlins. The Central would be the Cubs, the White Sox, the Brewers, the Cardinals, the Royals, the Reds, the Indians, the Twins, the Braves, and the Tigers. Wait, did I just say the Braves wouldn't be in the same division as the Phillies? The West would be the Angels, the Dodgers, the Giants and the Athletics, the Padres and the Diamondbacks, the Rockies and the Rangers, the Astros and the Mariners. That will cut down on the travel costs. And as of right now, they're still discussing what the playoffs would look like. There's a possibility that there could be an expanded playoffs. In fact, considering that there are 7 retractable roof stadiums and 1 dome stadium, they could go into December if they needed to. And apparently the television networks like this plan because they're expecting that college football is going to cut back their season. Now, the nail in the coffin for the Arizona plan and the Arizona and Florida plan apparently were the players. Players like Steve Trout and Clayton Kershaw didn't want to stay in isolation and away from their families for 4 or more months. And believe me, I get it. Quite frankly, I'm all in support of the players if they don't want to go into isolation and miss their families. As we stated a couple of weeks ago, widespread testing is a requirement for the baseball to come back. And Major League Baseball doesn't want to take away from the resources that the healthcare workers need on the front lines. Still a couple of obstacles. The first is that the baseball owners want more concessions from the players. The players have already agreed to prorating their salary depending on how many games are actually played. But with almost every proposal on the table involving no fans in the stands, that's a huge cut in revenue. Small market teams don't really make their money off the TV revenue. They make their money off ticket sales and concession sales. Baseball and the umpires haven't come to an agreement with respect to their compensation for the 2020 season. That will have to be resolved before baseball comes back. But there are other hopeful signs. The NBA has cleared teams to start workouts as of May 8th. There is at least a possibility that the NBA and the NHL may salvage the rest of their season in the playoffs. Hockey in June, July. Plus, there is still a possibility that late in the season, there could be fans in the stands. Personally, this one concerns me quite a bit. You see, I'm in the high-risk group. I've got a compromised immune system. And I had already bought tickets for 2 games, opening day and during opening day weekend. One thing I absolutely don't want to see are major league teams dragging their feet on refunding ticket sales, claiming that we can just exchange them for later games when fans are allowed in the stands, without any consideration for those of us who are in high-risk groups and don't want to be in crowds. And believe me, in a perfect world, I want to be in a ballpark so bad. But even if baseball comes back, I'm likely not to go to a game this season. Right now, the target date for restarting the baseball season, late June, July 4th. And from everything I'm seeing, it's just looking more and more like it's going to happen. So get yourself prepared for baseball in stadiums with no fans, radical, albeit temporary realignments, electronic strike zones, players sitting in the stands wearing masks 6 feet apart from each other. And my personal prediction, we have seen the last of the days where the National League resists the designated hitter. So tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments below. I'll have links to all the articles that I consulted in the description below. And remember, Ken Rosenthal works for The Athletic. That's a subscription-based outlet. So you're going to have to pay if you want to read what he says. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and would like to see more like it, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com. The link is in the description box. We have t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, mugs, and more with our designs in our merch store. Please visit the merch store at the link in the description box. Please consider subscribing to our channel. Leave a comment if you have any ideas for future videos. Give us a like and click the bell button if you would like to receive notification when we publish videos in the future.